AAA, call me Shape. And today I'm reacting to a video titled, Kevin Samuels was right. Modern women are dying alone. Let's get right into it.
I'm tired of being single. I want to be a wife.
It is officially fall, which means it is also officially the start of what the unmarried call cuffing season, I'm told. That's the period of time.
Because you're cuffed for life,
I'm
like
cuffed
I am.
for life. Yeah, anniversary was yesterday. After summer winds down, daters focus on finding someone to cozy up with for the cold months ahead. Logan Ury is a Harvard-educated behavioral scientist and the author of How Not to Die Alone.
I love it.
Has your attention. A guide to making better decisions in romantic relationships. She's also the director of relationship science at the popular dating app Hinge, and she joins us now. Logan.
Well, it looks like CBS just deployed the Hinge asset, Logan, aka Dr. Feelgood, on the scene to serve modern women their annual dose of hope and high-grade copium. For the uninitiated, the original Dr. Feelgood was the man pumping JFK and Marilyn Monroe full of quote-unquote magic vitamins, aka pharmaceutical pick-me-ups. Fast forward to today, and Logan's here to perk up disillusioned leftovers and hot girl summer veterans with smooth talk and soft lighting and just enough delusion to make it through the cuffing season, because the winters are getting cold for the modern woman.
Oh, winter is coming.
What the actual hell is going on Hinge? I just re-downloaded the app after many, many months. I have never successfully had a Hinge date. Let me throw that out there now. But now all my girlfriends are not single, and one of them is pregnant. So I was obviously crashing out, and I said, let me just give this one last college try. It's scary. No matter what Hinge says, they definitely categorize people as hot and ugly, and I inevitably always end up in the ugly bucket. I forgot to turn off that age is a deal breaker, so I was getting a lot of older men who could be my father. Like, it is scary out there. Everyone who Hinge sends me, not what I've told them my type is. I've given them no impression under any circumstances that I would be interested in these people, yet here I am, crying, going through my likes. And then even when I do match with people, I stay in match purgatory because
you should have respected my authority.
I actually cannot take this anymore. I am tapping out. Single people, like, what do we do?
Cuffing season real in their mind?
Cuffing season is real. So during the summer, a lot of people are traveling and they're really busy, and then they realize, oh, winter is coming, and winter is coming, and
Winter is definitely coming. It is coming. I know it's the summertime here in Jersey. Shout out to all my New Jerseyans. But it's so funny because women have told me, like women that I'm friends with, other girls that I meet, that they hate Hinge. And I'm always so shocked because I've had so much success on Hinge. Like, I feel like Hinge matches me with the girls I'm exactly attracted to, like, all the time. Like, I've had over 500 matches on Hinge, guys. And I don't match with everybody. I choose the girls I'm actually attracted to. So Hinge sent me, or helped me match with 500 girls I'm attracted to. And I've worked on a couple dozen dates. I've dated like a couple dozen girls. Like, it's great. And now I'm talking to a girl. She's a nurse. She's 26 years old. I'm 37. All because of Hinge, okay? Things are going swell. But I know this is not the reality for most girls, because a lot of girls do end up in the ugly bucket. Apparently, I didn't end up in the ugly bucket, okay? I'm not trying to brag. I'm just trying to tell you my personal experience. Like, one girl even told me, she was like, bro, she's like, you look better than every guy I match with on Hinge, or every guy that I see on Hinge. Like, and she's like screenshotted all the guys that want to match with her, and they're all bums, all of them. But you know what? I didn't tell her this, but in my mind, I'm like, this is a reflection of who Hinge thinks you are. Like, you think you're higher than the market, and the market is actually correcting you, saying, no, you're not that high. No, you're not what you think you are. And a lot of girls need that reality check, because not only they're not making things work for them in their personal lives, like now it's like impossible to approach a girl in public. Impossible. I've approached a girl at the grocery store, and she was so resistant to giving me her number. So she gave me her Instagram. Yeah. Okay, whatever. And then we talked a little bit on the gram, and then it just faded out. But in my personal opinion, like, unless girls make the effort, they think that they're just going to find someone. They think they have options because they're attractive. They don't realize that beauty is a dime a dozen. There's beautiful girls everywhere. Doesn't mean you can just sit back and relax. Like, Why is women are so aggressive for their careers, but they take a break when it comes to dating? They think dating's just going to happen to them. The man that they want, the man of their dreams, is going to walk into their life and sweep them off their feet. Hollywood really did a lot of women an injustice, and Kevin Samuels tried to correct it, but they didn't want to pay attention.
Winter's coming.
I don't know if you noticed, but this woman is dropping a lot of St. Kevin Samuels style jargon. Die alone, winter is coming. Your Grace feels some sort of Steve Harvey, Derek Jackson chicanery at play. Is this some type of psychological softening campaign for the strong independent woman? A dating app psyop? Man, just some food for thought. What's even more interesting is how apps like Hinge seem to be pivoting. They're now nudging women to actually talk to the men that they match with. Shocking, I know. You see, many women have been using these apps not to date, but to chase that sweet dopamine hit of being chosen. It's digital smack, window shopping for validation, especially now that real-world male attention has dried up. Thanks to the hashtag #MeToo movement and men are creeps culture, most men have decided the toxic pH balance juice isn't worth the street approach squeeze. Oh, that's good stuff. So Hinge adapted. In a last-ditch effort to keep the engagement metrics and stock price alive, they're now trying to make women interact. But this move by Hinge will drastically reduce the amount of male attention necessary to keep the copium Ponzi scheme afloat. Too little, too late, because a lot of men and blue book wielders have already left the building. And let us not forget, it's those very men who were footing the bill for Hinge X and Plus. As we can see, men not only made up the majority of users, but also significantly outspend women when it comes to paid features. More proof that dating apps are dying a slow and agonizing death, as they should. Now look at how the propaganda agent Logan frames the switch up. Listen closely.
One of the things that Hinge is doing, which I think is really cool, is before people can match to new people, new boxes of potential cereal, they have to review their existing matches one more time. That's pretty great.
This is probably the thing I'm most excited about at Hinge in the last few years. It's called Your Turn Limits. And so it's really based on this research that if you talk to fewer people, you're more likely to go on a date and get into a relationship with them. So when you hit this limit, you either have to reply to one of those people or close out the connection before you can match with someone else.
So this is your way of like forcing people to not overextend themselves, be in too many chats, and increase the likelihood of a real relationship for me.
Yes, and I love it because as a dating coach, I can say to my clients, hey, talk to fewer people, but they may not do that. Right. But when Hinge is actually creating a system for you where it's easier to focus, that's really when people are going to be successful.
Translation. Hinge is forcing women to stop screwing around. This is why the great elders used to pick husbands for their daughters. They knew that women could not be trusted with such a responsibility. So now Hinge has to play daddy and force these women to pick men that are on their level.
You know what's so funny about this is that the feature, even me, I got stuck with this. I won't lie. Like I would match with a bunch of girls and I would keep matching and they were like, no, you got to respond to this girl first. You got to, they gave you limits. So like, I think the limit's like 9 people. You can only, if you match with more than 9 people, you can't match with anyone else. Like they won't even let you they'll let you look at pictures, but you can't match with anybody. Or you can't keep keep clicking on people or whatever. You can't keep selecting new partners or whatever. And it's funny because, a lot of women actually from what I get from Hinge is most women want to play on Hinge. Like the 500 girls I matched with, the reason why a lot of them didn't work out, because a lot of them were playing. They're online, literally just like Destro said, just trying to get that dopamine hit. Oh, I'm still desirable. I still got attention. Like that's not what it's about. Like why are you wasting your time you feel you have such low self-esteem. You're trying to convince yourself, oh, I'm still desirable. People still want me. Go out there and get somebody. Like, this is why arranged marriages, people understand, like, in India, I found out 90% of India is married. 90%. Okay? And the majority of them are just arranged marriages. Because if you leave people to their own devices, it's like entropy. They're going to move closer and closer to chaos. Right? The law of entropy for people that know physics and stuff like that. But this is good news, in my personal opinion, for men. Because if you are a Chad, if you are a Tyrone, you could clean up on Hinge. Like for me, Hinge has been nothing but a good experience. I paid for Hinge many times. I'm no longer paying for Hinge at the moment. I like the fact that I'm limited in matching with a couple girls. You know, like I can't swipe infinitely. Like I wanted to stop me, so I'll go on Hinge a little bit, match with people, I'll stop, and then I get back to work. Right? So now Hinge is not a distraction. I'm not like all day doom scrolling through Hinge, you know, so it's a good thing. But again, because women are struggling so much, like so many women are desperately trying to rush off the app. Like the girl that I met recently, she can't wait to delete the app. She's hoping things with me and her work out so she could just delete it. She could be done with it. And I'm cool with that, you know what I'm saying? Because to me, it makes it more valuable for me, right? If you are struggling so much on these dating apps and I come in your life and I'm just like a great, like you're attracted to me, you feel the vibe, I know what to say because I'm not, you know, I'm not like those guys who've been ruining relationships because I don't have proper conversation. I don't know how to joke. I don't know how to have fun. By the way, that's why I wrote a book about it, right? Be attractive and shut up. It's coming out. It should be out on Single Day Mayo, so check out link in my description. On Monday, check and see if that link is up because I'm giving away a free ebook and it kind of breaks down the difference between male language and female language, which I've termed mansplaining. We heard that word before, so I just termed it that. And we also heard womanese, okay? They're different, all right? One of the biggest difference when it comes to girls, you got to master the art of small talk. Like, learn how to talk about nothing the way women do all day. Women will call their best friends and talk about nothing all day. You need to learn how to do that. Men, we're not like that. I don't have no friend I just call up and we just talk about nothing. If I have a friend, one of my best friends, shout out to Jack Morgan, one of my best friends, we only talk if it's about business. We talk about little stuff on the side. We small talk a little bit. And, you know, we might, you know, if he's going through something, I'm an ear he can, you know what I'm saying, I get ear he can lean on. Or if I'm going through something, he's an ear I can lean on. But for the most part, he's talking about YouTube, I'm talking about YouTube. We're talking about business. How can we grow? What we're going to do next? What is going on in our business now? That's what we do. Women, they talk about trivial stuff 24/7. So I teach you guys how to do that. Get the book. You're going to be really happy with it. All right, let's get back to the content.
Key point right there. I'm gonna need you to prepare yourself while modern women hit the dating apps like women in prison looking for male pen pals.
Hey, my name is Summer. I'm a freak and I like to fuck on the first date. So if you think you can keep up with me, add me 123812.
Yes, my brothers, you must move with extreme caution. Like Storm Shadow, your steps should be silent. No slip-ups in these vagabond women. Yes, my brothers, I know and empathize with your pain. Since the Epic Cheesecake Factory attacks and the slanderous campaign on Applebee's led by the Bitter Sisterhood, we have never been the same. Your Grace can no longer pick up a juicy hamburger slider or a chicken wonton taco without having a flashback. For now, we clutch our Gucci wallets with a new fervor. No longer will we fund these long-belly hungry felines. I want you to remember these $500 to $1,000 first dates these broke, paycheck-to-paycheck women were asking you to pay for. And this is one of the real reasons why dating apps are dying. Because men are no longer willing to pay that admission price for high body count, high body weight women. Now listen to how successful married couples do first dates.
Okay, so when they do get that first date, where should the date take place? Should we all do like the, you know, we just talked about you had daiquiris for your first date. We had appetizers and then a free dessert, which was like a good omen.
You had daiquiris for your first date. We had appetizers and then a free dessert, which was like a good omen.
Where should people go for their first date?
Did you hear that? She said he had daiquiris. You see, daiquiri sounds affordable. And what did she have on the first date with her husband? Appetizers and free ice cream. This is how married people date. No, I'm sorry, smart married people. Most men would probably be willing to go on a first date if it didn't cost as much as an S500 car payment. But hey, let them keep riding the couch on Saturday. Keep that kitty litter box sparkling.
Can you go to an arcade? Can you go ice skating? Or if you're really into fitness, why don't you make a first date where you go on a bike ride? I think those coffee first drink dates, they can really just not be very memorable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that requires self-awareness, what not everyone has.
Yeah.
Every one of those dates shouldn't cost more than $50 to $60. But truthfully, these entitled, unappreciative modern women don't even deserve that. Only breadcrumbs for these pigeons.
But wait a minute.
That's crazy, man. I think it's crazy because, first dates should not be an expensive, display of how much money you got, how much you could serve this. And that's what women want. Women want, for some reason, we're in a place now where women feel like the date represents how valuable you think they are. Like, come on now. Come on. That's why my new thing, first dates, is cheap lunch. Right? I know people say, don't go to lunch on the first date. I'm going to lunch on the first date because there's lunch discounts, right? So find a good lunch special somewhere. And dessert. Right? That lady talked about she got free dessert. I got cheap dessert. Dessert, coffee, tea, easy. Okay? Easy. Now, dessert's preferable because it's at nighttime. So if things work out, if things can escalate, you can always go back to your place. You know what I'm saying? For some Netflix and chill. Or lunch is good. You know what I'm saying? If you can't make, especially for like now that a lot of us are meeting online. So like a first date that's inexpensive, we could see if the person is exactly who they say they are and make sure they're not catfish, right? What I usually do before first date, I like to FaceTime, right? If they don't got FaceTime, we could, do FaceTime on WhatsApp. If they got that booty ass Android phone or whatever. Really don't like girls with Android phones. Anyway, so keep it easy, keep it fun, keep it light. Keep your bank account safe and secure. Don't ever overspend to try to prove to a woman you think she's valuable. Girl, I don't know you. I don't know you. Okay? I want head on the first date, and that makes me feel valuable. How about that? How about that? Anyway, like the video, subscribe to the channel blowing up. I appreciate you guys. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll see y'all over there.